Okay, so here's a look at a set of street eliminators that I'm setting up for a 2387 turbo motor. Now, you'll notice that I ported them, but I didn't polish it. Now, the reason for that is, honestly, this customer didn't pay for port and polish. So it's just a standard set of heads. It's just, I didn't like the casting. The casting was sticking out and kind of protruding. So I went there and cleaned it up. This is what I would call like a pocket port. You're just cleaning up the casting line and getting rid of any things that are obstructing basically flow. Now, I did do it in the chamber because I was chasing CCs basically in here and trying to get to a certain number. And then you can see I deburred the edge here just to get so no sharp edges. I did do a semi-hemi style cut in here. It's not like the ones that Berg uses or anything like that. I did a little different, and that mine goes flat and then at the last second curve. So it's actually more of a like a step cut, but it just doesn't have a sharp corner basically on it. I just wanted to show you this because some people ask me, oh, why didn't you finish it? I mean, it looks terrible. Well, if you look down in here, it's actually a nice flow. It complements the port and everything. This little ledge you see here, it's so small, the camera I think it makes it look bigger because I can barely feel it. Basically what that is, let's see if I can get really close. Yeah, this camera sucks. Basically, it was real big. It was like 4 times the size. I was way out here basically blocking the port. And that's what the way these heads come cast, basically. There's nothing wrong with them. They're bitchin' heads. All right, let's look at the other side. And when you look at it from this side, all I'm doing is getting rid of, there was a little bit of a casting dip here. I just got rid of it. That's it. Just so it's as if the heads came straight from the manufacturer like this. That's all it is. It's not a port and polish by any means. Now, people say, well, how much will a head like this support? I would say in its current form right now, you might be able to make 175 horse with this. Naturally aspirated with a good set of some compression and cam and all that. It's a 42 valve by 37.5. So 175 horse naturally aspirated, probably around, I'd take a guess at about, your what is that, 350 horse turbocharged at 14.7 PSI. Everything perfect world, basically. But, I mean, this will support 350, 400 horse. You could do it. All right, there you go. Woohoo! And I'm not showing them because, oh, hey, look, I can use a porting bit. No, it's not that. It's just showing what you only thing you need to do. Now, I topped this guide, so I cut it down, basically. Here, maybe you can see it through here. There you go. Topped it. And then I trimmed around the edge of it to get rid of the squareness of it. And that's just so there's no sharp edge in the flow of hot air going out, basically. And same thing, you could see where on this side, I just basically laid it back. And then on that side, I also did the same thing, took it down, and then I actually curved it around. Now, I like to, let me use this as a pointer. I like to go straight down as long as possible and then curve at the last second. I know a lot of guys that come off the seat and they start cutting it right away. They start cutting, taking it, trying to get to this corner as quick as possible. Like from this line to the bottom of the seat. It's like they just drew a straight line, basically. I'm not a fan of that. I like to leave a nice, big, thick area. I want it to basically have a support for the seat, because usually it's a seat over here that starts to collapse. It starts to fall down right there. I'm not a fan of that. I mean, basically reliability way. Same thing inside the intake port. You'll notice that I stayed on this short side here. I stayed straight with the seat for a long time before I start curving on purpose. Usually making the power is not the problem. It's typically reliability. So you focus on that. Okay. Next thing I'm going to talk to you about is valve seats. Or no, setting up the springs for the install. I'm going to do that next.